Things that happen after the Grimgar anime. For some context, this happened in Volume 15, and Haru and his friends are essentially being forced to help take back Alterna. Haru and his team are working with a small group of soldiers and Barbara, Haru's old teacher. The town is overrun with really powerful goblins, and things kind of go wrong. Barbara has a small talk with Haru and then decides that she's going to scout ahead to see what's going on. Haru's little squad of soldiers and volunteer soldiers push forward and kill a bunch of goblins along the way. Eventually, they get to a bunch of goblins that are like elite goblins. Or at the very least, they seem different than other goblins. They also have a bunch of pikes and sticks, and on these pikes and sticks, there's like a bunch of meat on them for some reason. Haru kind of like looks at them and just notes that down in his mind. It's just kind of weird and looks like animal meat, possibly. The army pushes forward and actually runs directly into those goblins, and a bunch of the meat starts to fall off of the spikes, and Haru starts to realize that those pieces of meat are shaped very humanly. There's arms, legs, torsos, and well, one of the pieces was a head. Haru gets knocked down and gets a real good look at the piece of meat. It's Barbara's head. Obviously, the sight of his teacher and her decapitated head, it messes him up so badly that he can't even notice soldiers and everyone fighting around him. He does, however, see Commander Dylan, the random character that was just added at the last second, get his head decapitated. I don't know why I find Dylan's death funny. It just was. And to decapitate him was actually the Goblin General. Haru remembers how Barbara would disappear and then uses stealth for the first time in this book. Haru sneaks up to the general of the goblins and pulls his knife on him. The goblin notices him at the last second, and Haru does get a stab in, but it's a little gash across the goblin's face. Haru then follows this up by attacking the goblin and actually takes off some of his fingers and stabs him a few times. The goblin general then backs off, throws a knife at Haru, and then proceeds to run away. Haru and his party actually chase after the general, and they follow him down an alleyway leading towards the tower. Unfortunately for Haru and the rest of his friends, the general was leading them into a sort of trap. The general runs past a bunch of goblins with crossbows, and they all line up to fire at Haru and the party. They don't have any cover, and the goblins all fire. Kuzuku then just opens his arms up and stands in front of Haru and his friends, and gave me a damn heart attack as he takes all the crossbow bolts to his body and protects his friends. Haru and his friends all grab Kuzuku and just pulls him away from the goblins, and Mary lets everyone know that he's not quite dead yet. You have to all pull the crossbow bolts out at the same exact time so she can heal him quickly, because if she heals him while the crossbow bolts are in his body, they'll stay inside of his body. So they all have to pull it out immediately and heal him quickly or he'll die. So Satora, Shihiro, Haru, and Kishi all grab onto a bolt or two and proceed to pull them out at the same time. And Mary uses Sacrament to heal Kuzuku. Kuzuku comes up and starts yelling because he's just alive now again. He's happy. The party with Kuzuku at the lead actually push forward to get the attention of the goblins. Haru sneaks around the back. Haru finds the